As we get older, our bodies go through many changes. Some are easy to notice, like wrinkles or gray hair, but others happen quietly, deep inside, like inflammation. You may not feel it, but this slow-burning process can increase the risk of serious health problems, including stroke. Now here's something important. Not all inflammation is bad. In fact, it's the body's natural way of protecting us when we get hurt or sick. But when inflammation sticks around for too long, that's called chronic inflammation. It can slowly damage our blood vessels, raise blood pressure, and quietly set the stage for a stroke. The good news? We have more control than we think. One of the most powerful ways to fight back against inflammation is by changing what's on our plate. The food we eat every day can either fuel the fire or help calm it down. In today's video, we'll explore what scientists call the anti-inflammatory diet, a way of eating that supports your heart, your brain, and your overall well-being. We'll go through the best foods to eat, what to avoid, and how simple choices at mealtime can protect you or your loved ones from stroke. So grab a warm cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's walk through this together. Your health is worth it, and it's never too late to start making small, smart changes. Before we talk about what to eat, let's take a moment to understand why it matters. Why do doctors and nutritionists care so much about inflammation? And what does it have to do with stroke, especially in older adults? To explain this, imagine your immune system as a fire department. When something threatens your body, like an infection or injury, your immune system rushes in with inflammatory cells to fight off the problem and begin healing. This is what we call acute inflammation. It's short-term, focused, and helpful. You might see it as redness around a cut or swelling in a sprained ankle. Once the danger passes, the inflammation goes away and everything returns to normal. But sometimes, the body's alarm system doesn't shut off properly. The immune system stays on high alert, even when there's no injury or infection. This is called chronic inflammation, and it's much more dangerous. You won't see redness or swelling this time. You won't feel pain right away. It happens quietly, deep inside your tissues, often without symptoms for months or even years. And over time, this slow-burning inflammation can cause serious harm. Now let's connect this to stroke. Your brain relies on a constant smooth flow of blood to get oxygen and nutrients. That blood is delivered through arteries, the body's highways. But when inflammation becomes chronic, it can damage the lining of these arteries. Think of it like rust forming inside a water pipe. Inflammation can make the inner walls of the arteries sticky, allowing cholesterol and fat to build up and form plaque. Over time, this narrows the arteries and makes them more fragile. This condition is called atherosclerosis, and it's one of the leading causes of stroke. If a piece of plaque breaks off, it can form a blood clot. And if that clot blocks blood flow to the brain, a stroke happens. Just like that. But inflammation doesn't just make arteries more vulnerable. It also affects blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for stroke. Chronic inflammation can make the blood vessels stiff and less responsive, leading to higher pressure, another silent danger in older adults. What makes chronic inflammation especially tricky is that it builds up from small, everyday habits. A poor diet, lack of movement, too much stress, poor sleep. All of these slowly feed the fire. Over time, they create the perfect storm for stroke to occur. But here's the encouraging news. You have the power to change that. Even small changes in daily habits, especially in what you eat, can help cool that fire and protect your brain. In the last few years, scientists have found that certain foods can naturally lower inflammation in the body. They call this way of eating the anti-inflammatory diet. It's not a strict set of rules or a trendy meal plan. It's a long-term, sustainable approach to nourishing your body in a way that keeps your blood vessels healthy, your immune system balanced, and your risk of stroke much lower. And that's what we're going to explore next. the core principles of the anti-inflammatory diet and how you can easily apply them in your everyday life, no matter your age or background. So now that we understand how chronic inflammation quietly damages the body and increases the risk of stroke, the next question is, how can we stop it? How can food, something so simple and familiar, help protect our arteries, lower inflammation, and reduce the chance of stroke? The answer lies in something called the anti-inflammatory diet. But don't let the word diet scare you. This isn't about counting calories, skipping meals, or cutting out all your favorite foods. The anti-inflammatory diet is more of a way of eating, a long-term shift in how we choose, prepare, and enjoy food to support the body's natural healing process. Let's break it down into 5 easy-to-understand principles. 1. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods. If a food comes in a box with a long list of ingredients you can't pronounce, chances are it's not doing your body any favors. Many processed foods are full of added sugars, unhealthy fats, preservatives, and artificial chemicals that can trigger inflammation in your body. Instead, the anti-inflammatory approach centers around real food, things that grow in the ground, come from the sea, or are raised naturally. Think fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, nuts, seeds, and lean proteins. These foods are rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, all of which help your body reduce inflammation and repair damaged cells. 2. Eat the rainbow. One of the simplest ways to make your meals more anti-inflammatory is to include a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables every day. Different colors mean different nutrients, and each offers unique protective benefits. Red foods like tomatoes and strawberries contain lycopene and anthocyanins, known to reduce inflammation in blood vessels. Green vegetables like spinach, kale, and broccoli are packed with antioxidants like vitamin C and flavonoids. Orange and yellow foods like carrots and sweet potatoes are rich in beta-carotene, which supports immune health. Purple foods like blueberries and eggplants have strong anti-inflammatory and brain-protective effects. Aim to fill half your plate with colorful produce at every meal. It's one of the most powerful changes you can make. 3. Choose healthy fats, especially omega-3s. Not all fats are bad. In fact, your body and brain need healthy fats to function properly. The key is choosing the right kinds. The anti-inflammatory diet emphasizes omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These fats help lower levels of inflammation in the body and improve blood flow, both critical in stroke prevention. You'll also want to cook with extra virgin olive oil instead of butter or margarine. Olive oil is full of monounsaturated fats and polyphenols that reduce inflammation and support heart health. Other good fat sources include avocados, nuts like walnuts and almonds, seeds like flaxseed and chia. Avoid or limit trans fats and saturated fats found in fried foods, fast food, and baked goods made with hydrogenated oils. These are strongly linked to increased inflammation. Limit sugar and refined carbohydrates. Excess sugar is one of the biggest drivers of chronic inflammation, especially in older adults. When we eat too many sugary foods, like soda, candy, white bread, or pastries, our blood sugar levels spike, triggering an inflammatory response in the body. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, weight gain, and increased risk of heart disease and stroke. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy a treat now and then, but it does mean being mindful. Choose natural sugars from fruits instead of added sugars from packaged foods. Replace white bread and pasta with whole grains like oats, brown rice, and quinoa. These whole grains are rich in fiber, which helps reduce inflammation, support gut health, and regulate blood sugar levels more gently. 5. Add herbs and spices with healing power. Nature has given us powerful tools to fight inflammation. Many of them are already in your kitchen cabinet. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound with strong anti-inflammatory effects. Ginger helps reduce pain, lower blood sugar, and soothe the gut. Garlic supports immune health and reduces blood pressure. Cinnamon, oregano, rosemary, and thyme are also great additions. Try adding these spices to your meals instead of reaching for the salt shaker. They not only make food more flavorful, but also more healing. At this point, you might be wondering, do I need to follow all these rules perfectly? What if I can't afford organic food or don't have time to cook every day? The truth is, every small step you take makes a difference. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent. Start with what feels manageable. Maybe it's replacing white rice with brown rice, or adding a handful of berries to your breakfast, or choosing olive oil instead of vegetable oil. Each of these choices helps your body lower inflammation, keep your arteries clear, and protect your brain from the damage that leads to stroke. In the next section, we'll go even deeper. I'll share specific examples of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods for older adults and explain exactly why they're so helpful. Then, we'll look at what foods you should try to avoid and how small changes in your shopping and cooking habits can lead to big improvements in your health. So stay with me. You're doing something great for your future self. Now that we've laid the foundation for how the anti-inflammatory diet works and the principles behind it, let's get even more specific. What exactly should you eat more of? Which foods have the strongest inflammation-fighting powers and are also practical, affordable, and tasty for older adults? Let's go through the most important anti-inflammatory foods grouped by category and explain why each one is so valuable in helping prevent stroke and protect aging bodies. 1. Dark leafy greens, nature's internal cleansers. Greens like spinach, kale, collard greens, Swiss chard, and broccoli are absolute powerhouses. They are loaded with vitamin K, which helps regulate blood clotting and supports artery health. Vitamin C and beta-carotene, which act as antioxidants, fighting the cell damage caused by inflammation. Magnesium, which supports healthy blood pressure and nerve function. They also contain plant compounds like flavonoids and sulforaphane. These are natural chemicals that help reduce inflammation in blood vessel linings. For older adults, these greens can help regulate blood sugar, lower blood pressure, support brain function and memory, reduce the buildup of arterial plaque. Tip: try steaming spinach with garlic and olive oil, or blending kale into a smoothie with banana and almond milk. Even just adding a few leaves to soups or omelets makes a difference. 2. Berries. Sweet brain and heart boosters. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries aren't just delicious. They're also some of the most powerful anti-inflammatory fruits available. They contain high levels of anthocyanins, which are plant pigments that give berries their rich color and protect the body from oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is one of the main drivers of chronic inflammation and cellular aging. Regular berry intake has been linked to improved memory and cognitive function, lower blood pressure, reduced levels of C-reactive protein, a key marker of inflammation. Tip: add a handful of frozen berries to your oatmeal, cereal, or yogurt in the morning. They also make a great snack instead of sugary desserts. 3. Fatty fish. Omega-3 heroes for the aging heart. Fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, trout, and herring are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA. These fats lower inflammation throughout the body, improve cholesterol levels, reduce triglycerides, a type of blood fat, support healthy brain aging. Omega-3s are especially protective against stroke because they help keep blood vessels flexible and prevent clots from forming. 2 crucial things for stroke prevention. Tip: aim to eat fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week. Bake or grill them with lemon and herbs for easy flavor. If you don't eat fish, consider a high-quality fish oil supplement, but always check with your doctor first. 4. Healthy fats. fuel that heals, not harms. In addition to fish, there are plant-based fats that reduce inflammation and support vascular health. Olive oil, extra virgin, full of monounsaturated fats and antioxidants like oleocanthal, which acts like natural ibuprofen. Avocados, rich in healthy fats, fiber, potassium, and anti-inflammatory carotenoids. Nuts and seeds, walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, chia seeds, all full of omega-3s, magnesium, and plant-based proteins. Replacing unhealthy fats, like butter, shortening, or vegetable oils, with these healthier options helps lower inflammatory markers in the blood. Tip: use olive oil as your main cooking oil. Add avocado to toast or salads. Sprinkle nuts or seeds on oatmeal, yogurt, or cooked vegetables. 5. Herbs and spices, ancient medicine in your kitchen. Many herbs and spices have been used for centuries for their healing effects, and modern science is catching up. Turmeric, with black pepper, contains curcumin, a strong anti-inflammatory compound that also supports brain health. Ginger can reduce joint pain, improve digestion, and lower inflammation. Garlic supports immune function and heart health and can help lower blood pressure. Cinnamon, oregano, rosemary, and thyme all contain compounds that reduce inflammation and add flavor without extra salt or sugar. Tip: add turmeric and black pepper to scrambled eggs or soups. Brew ginger tea with lemon. Use garlic generously in your cooking. Your arteries will thank you. 6. Whole grains and legumes, fiber that fights inflammation. Refined carbohydrates, like white bread and sugary cereals, spike your blood sugar and fuel inflammation. But whole grains, such as oats brown rice, quinoa barley, contain fiber and antioxidants that help balance blood sugar, lower cholesterol, and support gut health, all important for reducing inflammation. Beans and lentils, like black beans, chickpeas, and red lentils, are also excellent. They're high in plant protein, fiber, folate, and magnesium, all of which support heart and brain health. Tip: swap white rice for brown or wild rice. Try lentil soup or black beans in a salad. Even small changes in your grains can make a big difference over time. By regularly including these foods in your meals, even just a few servings each day, you give your body the tools it needs to reduce inflammation naturally. In the next part of this video, we'll talk about the flip side, which foods to avoid or limit because they may trigger inflammation or quietly increase your stroke risk. Some of these might be surprising, but don't worry. We'll also talk about healthier swaps and how to make changes in a realistic, gradual way. So far, we've looked at all the wonderful foods that help reduce inflammation and protect the brain. But just as important as knowing what to eat is understanding what to avoid. Some foods, even though they might taste good or seem harmless, can actually trigger inflammation, damage your blood vessels, and raise your risk of stroke over time, especially if they're part of your regular diet. Let's go through the most common offenders, why they're harmful, and what better choices you can make instead. 1. Processed meats. A dangerous convenience. Products like bacon, sausages, ham, hot dogs, salami, and deli meats are staples in many households. They're convenient, flavorful, and easy to store. But they're also high in saturated fats, sodium, and often preservatives like nitrates, all of which promote inflammation. Processed meats have been strongly linked to higher blood pressure, hardening of arteries, increased risk of stroke and heart disease. Tip: choose lean, unprocessed meats like roasted chicken or turkey breast. Even better, replace meat with plant-based proteins like beans or lentils a few times a week. 2. Sugary foods and drinks. Sweet but harmful. Sugar doesn't just cause toothaches. It fuels inflammation deep inside the body. Foods high in added sugar, such as soda-packaged cookies, cakes, and pastries, sugary breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, ice cream, can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar and insulin. Over time, this leads to insulin resistance, weight gain, and chronic inflammation, all of which raise the risk of stroke. Tip: check labels and aim for foods with little or no added sugar. Replace soda with sparkling water and lemon. Satisfy sweet cravings with fresh fruit or a square of dark chocolate. 3. Refined carbs. The white foods that spike blood sugar. White bread, white rice, regular pasta, crackers, and many snack foods are made from refined grains. These lack the fiber and nutrients found in whole grains and are digested very quickly, leading to blood sugar surges. That repeated cycle of spikes and crashes wears out your body's systems and contributes to inflammation and plaque buildup in the arteries. Tip: swap white bread for whole grain bread. Try whole wheat pasta or brown rice. Gradually increasing fiber in your meals also supports digestion and gut health, which is closely tied to inflammation. 4. Fried and fast foods. Crispy but dangerous French fries. Fried chicken, onion rings, and many takeout meals are loaded with trans fats and omega-6 oils, which are known to increase LDL, bad; cholesterol, decrease; HDL, good; cholesterol, promote inflammation throughout the circulatory system. Even when trans fats are banned from food labels, they may still appear in small amounts under names like partially hydrogenated oils. Tip: choose baked or air-fried options when possible. Cook at home using olive oil. Enjoy roasted vegetables instead of fried sides. 5. Unhealthy fats. Hidden in plain sight. Fats are not the enemy, but bad fats are. Saturated fats found in butter, lard, heavy cream cheese, fatty cuts of beef or pork can raise cholesterol and cause the buildup of plaque in arteries. Trans fats are even worse, often found in margarine, non-dairy creamers, and processed snacks. Tip: switch to plant-based oils like olive or avocado oil. Use nuts or seeds to add creaminess and flavor instead of cheese or cream-based sauces. 6. Artificial additives and preservatives. Chemicals your body doesn't need. Packaged snacks, frozen dinners, and shelf-stable sauces often contain additives to preserve texture, color, or shelf life. Some of these, like MSG, artificial colors, or flavor enhancers, have been linked to inflammation and may trigger sensitivity in some people. While the science is still developing, it's wise to limit ultra-processed foods and eat more fresh, home-cooked meals when possible. Tip: when grocery shopping, aim for foods with short ingredient lists and names you recognize. If it sounds like something from a chemistry lab, your body probably doesn't need it. 7. Alcohol, a double-edged sword. In small amounts, red wine may have some heart benefits due to antioxidants. But too much alcohol, especially more than 1 drink per day for women or 2 for men, increases blood pressure, weakens the heart muscle, and promotes inflammation. Heavy drinking is also a known risk factor for stroke, particularly hemorrhagic stroke caused by bleeding in the brain. Tip: if you drink, do so in moderation. Consider replacing alcohol with herbal tea, infused water, or a glass of pomegranate juice, which actually helps reduce inflammation. Final thoughts. Avoiding these inflammation-triggering foods doesn't mean giving up everything you love. It's about awareness and balance. Even small changes like cooking more at home or swapping white bread for whole grain can reduce your body's inflammation levels and estrus. As you become more mindful of what you put into your body, you're not just eating, you're healing. In the next part of this video, I'll share an easy-to-follow 5-day meal plan based on anti-inflammatory principles. You'll see how to build meals that are both delicious and healing without needing a complicated diet or fancy ingredients. Whether you're cooking for yourself or helping care for someone else, these tips can make healthy eating feel simple and even enjoyable. Now that you know which foods fight inflammation and which ones feed it, the next step is putting that knowledge into action. And that starts with your daily meals. You don't need a complicated diet or gourmet ingredients to eat in a way that protects your brain and your heart. What you do need is consistency, a little planning, and a simple structure that makes healthy eating easier, not harder. So here's a sample: 5-day anti-inflammatory meal plan tailored for older adults. It's rich in fiber, healthy fats, antioxidants, and flavor, with low sodium and no processed ingredients. Each day includes 3 main meals and 1 optional snack. Feel free to adjust portion sizes or swap ingredients based on your preferences or allergies. Day 1. Gentle Start Breakfast. Steel-cut oats cooked with unsweetened almond milk, topped with fresh blueberries, walnuts, and a dash of cinnamon. Lunch. Grilled salmon over a bed of mixed greens, spinach, arugula, dressed with olive oil and lemon juice. Side of quinoa with chopped tomatoes and parsley. Dinner. Roasted sweet potatoes, sautéed kale with garlic grilled chicken breast with turmeric and black pepper herbal tea, ginger, chamomile. Snack, optional: a small bowl of mixed berries or a handful of almonds. Day 2, focus on fiber and color breakfast. Whole grain toast with smashed avocado and a boiled egg. Orange slices on the side. Lunch, lentil soup with carrots, celery, and turmeric. Side of whole grain crackers and a small green salad. Dinner, baked trout with lemon and herbs, steamed broccoli and roasted carrots with olive oil, brown rice, pilaf with chopped spinach. Snack, optional: Greek yogurt, plain, the unsweetened, with a spoon of ground flaxseed. Day 3, brain-boosting omega-3s. Breakfast, smoothie with banana, spinach, flaxseed, and unsweetened almond milk. A slice of whole grain toast. Lunch, chickpea salad with cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, red onion, and olive oil, served over arugula or romaine. Dinner, sardines on whole grain toast or brown rice, sautéed zucchini and bell peppers, a cup of lentils or black beans on the side. Snack, optional: a few slices of pear and a handful of walnuts. Day 4, warming spices and vegetables. Breakfast, warm quinoa porridge with apples, raisins, and cinnamon green tea. Lunch, vegetable stir-fry with tofu, broccoli, bell peppers, mushrooms, bok choy. Cooked in olive oil and ginger. Side of brown rice or buckwheat noodles. Dinner, baked chicken thighs with rosemary and garlic, mashed cauliflower. Roasted Brussels sprouts. Snack, optional: herbal tea with a few dark chocolate chips, 70% cacao or higher. Day 5, simple and satisfying breakfast. Greek yogurt bowl with chia seeds, strawberries, and pumpkin seeds. Lunch, tuna salad with olive oil instead of mayo, served in lettuce wraps. A side of lentil or tomato soup. Dinner, baked cod with turmeric and olive oil, quinoa, and steamed spinach with lemon. A small serving of roasted butternut squash. Snack, optional: carrot sticks with hummus or a small apple. Helpful tips to stay consistent: prep ahead, cook a large batch of grains, like quinoa or brown rice, and roasted veggies to use over several meals. Use herbs generously. They replace salt and add powerful health benefits. Stay hydrated. Drink water or herbal tea throughout the day. Even mild dehydration can affect blood pressure and increase stroke risk. Listen to your body. Eat slowly and stop when you're satisfied, not stuffed. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about building a new habit, one meal at a time, that supports your brain, your heart, and your future. In the next section, we'll wrap things up with expert insight and a simple action plan to help you or your loved ones get started right away. Because when it comes to preventing stroke, every small step counts, and the first one begins in your kitchen. Before we close, I want to share something important, a reminder from the medical community and a message of hope. Many doctors who work with older adults agree on one powerful truth: nutrition is medicine. It's not just about calories or weight. It's about feeding your body in a way that helps it heal, adapt, and protect itself, especially as we age. Dr. Linda Martinez, a cardiologist who works with seniors, puts it this way. The anti-inflammatory diet is one of the most practical, natural tools we have to prevent stroke. It supports every system in the body, the brain, the heart, the immune system. And what's encouraging is that the changes don't have to be extreme to be effective. Small steps taken consistently can lower inflammation and improve blood vessel health in just a few weeks. This is especially powerful for those of us in our 60s, 70s, or beyond, or for those caring for aging parents or loved ones. You may feel like it's too late to change how you eat. Or maybe you've had the same habits for decades and wonder if it's worth it. Let me assure you, it is. Research shows that even modest improvements, like adding more vegetables, switching to whole grains, or reducing processed foods, can reduce your stroke risk, improve memory and mood, and increase energy. It's not about a complete overhaul. It's about building momentum. So let's take a moment to recap what we've covered in this video. What we've learned. Chronic inflammation is a silent process that damages blood vessels and raises the risk of stroke, especially in older adults. Your daily diet plays a huge role in how much inflammation is present in your body. The anti-inflammatory diet focuses on real, whole foods, leafy greens, berries, fatty fish, healthy oils, whole grains, legumes, and healing spices like turmeric and garlic. At the same time, it limits or avoids processed meats, added sugars, refined carbs, unhealthy fats, and excessive alcohol, all of which fuel inflammation. With a simple, realistic meal plan, you can start protecting your brain and body today without stress or expensive ingredients. What you can do next. You've already done the most important part, learning. The next step is action, and it doesn't need to be big. Here are a few easy ways to begin. Make one swap. Replace white bread with whole grain, or soda with sparkling water. Small steps make a big difference. Add color to your plate. Next time you cook, aim to include at least 2 colorful vegetables. Try one new recipe this week that includes garlic, turmeric, or leafy greens. Check your pantry. Look at labels. If a food has more than 10 ingredients, and most are hard to pronounce, consider replacing it over time. Share this video with a loved one. Healthy changes are easier and more fun when done together. A closing thought. Your health journey doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. Every healthy meal is a quiet act of self-care. Every better choice is a signal to your body that you're paying attention and you're not giving up. Stroke prevention doesn't start in a hospital. It starts in the kitchen, the grocery store, and the quiet decisions we make each day. With the right information, the right mindset, and a little support, you can reduce your risk and feel better in ways you might not expect. So stay curious, stay hopeful, and stay with us. Because in upcoming videos, we'll be diving deeper into how food, movement, sleep, and stress all work together to protect your health as you age. Until then, thank you for being here. Your brain and your body are worth every bite of care you give them.